Hang on. Actually, we need to do that. 1, 2. There we go. Or you can do it if you want to.
It's already done now.
Done. It's tradition. We let the guests do
That's
it.
right.
Just clap. Shut up for this like half a second so I can start talking.
Bradley's sober. He's
Hello and welcome to another Echo Chamber Reviews, where today we're talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. You guys have any initial thoughts? My initial thought, since no one went in the second that I was quiet, was...
That was almost like it was scripted.
Was that earlier today at dinner, Don said, I have too much faith and hope in this things generally, but he was referencing my faith in Phase 4. I think my faith is gone now.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I thought you were going to go in the other direction. I thought you were going to say that this increased your faith.
My expectations were subverted.
Well, in what sense?
I expected him to like it a lot.
Oh, I thought you meant your expectations about the
with
movie.
You.
Okay.
No.
So your expectations were not subverted when it comes to the movie.
It was fine.
A perfect 5 out of 10.
It's like a 6 or 7.
Okay.
Nah, like a soft 6.
I would give it a 7 probably.
Like a flaccid 6.
It was fine. The Spider-Man MCU stuff is pretty good in general. I think I'm losing interest in the MCU.
That's the thing is like
it's too soon after Endgame. We all kind of like checked out for a while.
Yeah. So I don't want that to color my review of this movie necessarily.
Prediction: Phase 4 is going to end the Marvel Universe, or at least severely hamper it.
No, okay, voluntarily or involuntarily though. Like, are they going to end it because they want to end it?
Oh no,
They're just going to crash it.
Because it runs out of money.
Okay.
Or it doesn't, It's not going to run out of money. There will still be people who will go see it, but it's going to. The cash is not going to flow as freely as it currently does.
Yeah.
I did not care for it. There's parts I liked, but I'd probably rate it like a 5.5 out of 10. I didn't care for it that much. I would probably put it, because there's 23 movies now, right?
Sure. I don't fucking know.
I think.
Bunch of them.
It's like 20, yeah. There's a lot. 22 or 23. Anyways, this would probably be like around 14 or 15 for me.
Okay.
Ranking them. I just I don't know what the writers were I just didn't care for the writing of, the jokes were all really bad to me.
I don't even remember many of the jokes. I guess that's probably agreeing with you that they were bad.
They were all
I felt like they were pretty standard.
Yeah, I didn't feel like anything was particularly bad about it. It was just kind of forgettable. They didn't bring anything new to the table that we haven't seen a Marvel movie do before. But
I think
up to and including the fact that they just had a bunch of drones. They just had a bunch of faceless enemies to fight because they can't figure out a good way to, a good challenge.
The swarm ship thing is getting a little tired in modern cinema. They should have just given Mysterio 1 or 2 bigger drones that had more clearly defined powers,
Or just relied on the illusion stuff more. They can still have drones, but it shouldn't have just been spoilers. It shouldn't have just been a big drone fight, because that's where they lost me. I liked when they did the trippy stuff. I wish there was more of that, because that's what Mysterio is. Mysterio is campy and theatrical, and there wasn't enough of that.
No, there was not, but that was my favorite stuff of the movie. Is
exactly.
Mysterio's being most Mysterio. Because I felt like the jokes were at that, bringing out that bad what you dislike about Guardians and the really forced jokes a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. I like Guardians more than this, but I felt like it was just the action, and the action was fine stuff. I just did not like the writing of all those forced puns and jokes and stuff.
They're high schoolers.
Yeah,
it feels less weird than the adults doing it. I feel
it's much more lampshaded in this one, especially because they're so much younger. I felt not to cover for it, because there were jokes that didn't land, but But I didn't
feel like it was especially bad. I felt like it was just the same old. Sorry.
I just feel like there was a lot of them in my.
I would like to say
going back to Mysterio real quick. I just want to touch on this.
Done. You have the floor.
Thank you. I have the talking feather.
You have the talking pillow.
Okay, so here's the thing. Mysterio, if they wanted to go the illusion route, if they wanted to go hardcore into that, they shouldn't have revealed that he was like a ex-Stark employee. They should have saved that reveal for later in the movie and kept it ambiguous up to that point, whether or not he was actually magical or something.
Real fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do that later if you're gonna go full in on like the weird illusory stuff, you know.
We kind of jumped right into spoilers, didn't we?
I don't care.
I sort of said
It's already been like 3 weeks out.
Yeah, we're
Nobody's
pretty
gonna
late
watch this.
in this review already, so it doesn't really matter. But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no, I
Like-
agree. It should have been, because even from the trailers and stuff, I didn't know if they were gonna go for the more comic booky Mysterio, which I have always liked. Obviously, it's super cheesy because there's no way it would even be possible. But
I actually really like the grounded explanation they gave.
no, they did a pretty
But
good job. They did a good job.
should have
of
just
trying
waited.
to excuse it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
just
they
wait.
definitely should have like had that be the end thing because it ties it back into the whole underlying Tony Stark thing and like the legacy of Tony Stark. Yeah, that should have been. I agree. That should have been later. That should have been the reveal at the end.
That was my biggest problem. Is I felt like that part was, the movie was just kind of. It's like they plucked some plot points and just put them in the wrong order.
Yeah,
They just like
no.
reconfigured it weirdly. But because I also felt like they didn't end up giving him enough time to like they didn't really develop his good persona well enough to make the reveal that he was evil. You know, weighty enough, and I don't know if that's just the meta knowledge of that Mysterio is
Spider-Man
a villain.
villain.
Yeah, you know, but either way, it's not exactly compelling to meet a guy, know him for 15 minutes, have him be pretty okay, and then he just stabs everybody in the back.
And I think to me, that part was the meta knowledge of knowing that he's a Spider-Man villain. Because I thought like he probably was one of the better characters. And then once he became evil and some of his theatrics came back into play, I like that more. So it was just a lot. I don't know. I felt like there was too many of the dumb Marvel quips in this one. That I just like, or maybe I don't know what it was, but I just felt more aware of them today.
Interesting. I didn't actually feel like this one was very quippy. Like I didn't actually.
I guess
notice
not quips,
that
but
very
like kind of the dumb jokes, like when Happy makes that joke about he's in love with Spider-Man's aunt.
Oh, sure.
He's like, oh, I thought we were sharing.
I don't know.
that kind of stuff.
I didn't hate it.
I
didn't
thought-
hate it.
All right,
You're
well,
about to die, Bradley.
I liked
have
how-
some heart.
I liked how all like Mysterio's like workers were like normal people, like Janet and stuff.
That was kind of funny, right?
I thought that was funny.
It's like ironing the cape while all the drones
You
are
still
bringing
made it. He
destruction.
sits there for like
Right.
5 seconds, like getting shot. He's like, "Yeah, we keep ironing Janet."
Yeah, we'll still need the cape.
So Janet is very integral to the MCU.
We're gonna get an origin.
Yeah,
an
Janet's gonna take
entire
the
origin
costume.
movie. The cape.
Next Iron Man, Janet.
Somebody give those glasses.
She
to
went from
Janet.
ironing capes to saving the world.
ironing capes to being
Iron Man. Yeah,
She's
Iron Woman.
Iron Maiden.
I'm gonna cut this part out, but you guys know the difference between an Iron Man and Iron Woman?
I swear to God, I believe that.
How do you guys feel about the CGI in this? Because I thought this one was actually pretty decent.
I was gonna say the opposite. There was a lot of soundstage. Holy shit! They didn't even try to make a lot of the Europe look like Europe. It was very obviously just a soundstage for most of it.
Okay.
Yeah. That part was. That was a
Okay,
little
I'm
distracting,
thinking of like the because when I think of bad Marvel CGI, I think of the third act of Black Panther.
but- yeah.
Oh, it
definitely.
wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Holy shit! How does that movie get a pass on some of its like? Basically, the entirety of the third act, the whole like mounting the rhino,
The rhinos
and then the spinning on the electrical
Yeah.
vibranium pole, and they look so
Spinning on the
computer-generated.
electrical vibranium.
Black Panther has to have a supplemental income. During the day, he's the panther. At night, he rides the pole.
He just can't wait to be king.
No, it wasn't that bad, but a lot of like on the bridge especially, like it's very obviously a soundstage.
Yeah. It was distracting, but I don't know if it detracted from the overall plot of the movie.
No, I wouldn't
Yeah.
say it detracted from the plot, but I felt like some of it was kind of.
There was some noticeable stuff. The part that really weirded me out was when Spider-Man he throws the projector on the table in
slides
front
it
of
across,
yeah.
and it turns to like this really very reflective metallic substance, and it just looks weird.
And the momentum doesn't carry properly.
No.
Like that was a very weird transition from prop to CGI. But
Also, why would you CGI? I feel like you could get that.
well,
shot.
here's the thing. I actually kind of give it a pass because that projector wasn't an illusion, but the rest of it was an illusion. So maybe you could say that the holograms were fucking up. headcanon.
I liked most of it. I didn't think anything was bad, or I thought it was solidly funny but not super funny. I thought it was pretty good but not super good.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a lot of that.
I thought that I was kind of hoping Mysterio would be good, because then like it would have like it could have.
Because the entire
They could have
time,
done cool things with the plot, and you would have been expecting him to turn bad eventually.
the entire
So-
time. It's like it's not bad yet.
I kind of
not
felt.
bad.
Well, it could have been a teaser at the end that he was just playing the long con
Yeah.
or something, and
Yeah.
to still have him be a bad guy, but have him like not, but be like.
Yeah, I would have
don't
liked to have
care.
seen Mysterio in another movie at least. You know, if they would have just set this one up as an origin story for
Yeah.
Mysterio. You know, I actually thought Jake Gyllenhaal's performance was pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked him in the beginning when he was like good.
Yeah.
It was believable to me. I was like,
hmm He was actually pretty likable, which did kind of make up for the fact that he didn't get much screen time as a good guy, you know, or as a good guy, you know.
And he did a good job of being like not overtly insane,
Yep.
but just being like a little bit,
You get to-
just off.
Yeah.
Just a little off.
Just not mentally balanced. Really
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Like,
But he
would
wasn't
go on
like
his little tirades, and then he would like apologize, and
he wasn't
I
like
liked
Joker
it.
levels of
Yeah.
insane. He wasn't like jumping off the walls, Jim Carrey style, you know.
Did you notice what universe?
Nuts.
616.
And I was really mad about it. Made me very mad. 616 is the
616?
616 is the original comic book
Okay, that's
universe.
what I thought.
In Marvel, I think is I knew it.
It's 199999.
Yeah.
That's the MCU, yeah.
And so I was mad that they just threw that like they're in
Well,
616.
why is it 19919?
It doesn't matter. None of the
I didn't
numbers
know
really
if
have
there
No,
was like
much
some
the
meaning.
numbers don't
significance
mean
to the
anything.
number.
Really, yeah.
But 616 is the original universe.
But that was fake anyway, because Quentin Beck's entire backstory was fake. So
That's good.
yeah.
Good.
So
Makes me feel
yeah.
better.
It's still the right Earth.
Good.
We can cut this out too, but you get a lot of work cut out for you.
Cut out
for
for.
you. What was like
The white one's teacher?
yeah?
Shit, I don't remember.
What?
Doesn't his last name? Is it like from? Is it maybe it's something else? His name just sounds familiar.
I have no idea what this is about.
The
I
teacher's
did-
last name, Dora wants to know. The dumb teacher's last
Yeah, but I don't. I have no idea what he means by that.
I don't either.
I think it's like a reference to something.
This is gonna be incredible if this actually is a reference to something that just flew over all of our heads.
No, it just like his name.
Um,
Maybe it's just like a really common name.
Mark, what was it?
I
it
don't
was
know.
with an H. No, I can't remember if it was an H anyway. Okay, we're waiting for Jordan.
We will touch on J.K. Simmons.
Future
next.
Don, how you doing? Hope you're doing swell.
He won't be.
Oh,
He's editing a video.
Harrington.
Harrington. Yeah, it
I
means
mean,
nothing to me.
Steve
Oh,
Harrington.
there you go. Okay.
Steve the
All right, we'll
Harrington.
cut all that out.
Where were we at?
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, we can talk about J.K. Simmons now.
Intro that section because it's gonna get cut out. All that other stuff is gonna get cut out.
Anyways, J.K. Simmons, let's talk about that. Hard cut. Anyways.
You are known for non sequiturs though, so
That's
it's in
true.
character.
It's in character. Anyways.
I think that I will go out on a limb here and say that I liked it. I didn't like it 100% because obviously it leaves open the angle of politicizing it. It's obviously like an InfoWars reference, whatever, you know.
Like-
But I just love J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah
Oh,
Jameson
he's-
so
he was
much, you
born to play
know.
that
Like
role,
it's just
yeah.
such a perfect casting, you know.
They said the dailybugle.com.
I wish it
Maybe
wasn't
the
.net.
.net.
Yeah, it was like
.net.
.net.
It was a
James
that's
Bradley.
It's like what?
It's like you're not even a real fan.
Not even.
I think it's
I
because
wish
it's
it.
like Infowars.net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish it was just the Daily Bugle paper still.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, why the hell is it?
And then his look in the original Raimi movies is better. But
Yep. I don't like the baldingness. That's not as good, you know.
It's
But
also a bit older.
I
guess not
That
that
doesn't
much.
really matter as much
They
because
can
J.
still-
Jonah Jameson is pretty old. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want them just to rehash. Even though, as much as I love the Raimi trilogy, I do want to see them try something new. And if they don't make this bad, I'm okay with them taking this in a new direction. You know, as long as they don't make it bad,
Yeah.
which they have the potential to.
I'm just tired of Marvel. I just want it
and
to
this is
end.
Skrull.
That
Oh,
scene was dumb.
So
It
yeah,
was so dumb.
The second post-credit scene was stupid, and I hate it, and I wished I hadn't seen it.
Does that tie into something in Captain Marvel? Because I've never seen Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel doesn't tie into anything
It doesn't tie besides the
other
character.
than the fact that the Skrull exists.
Right.
Yeah, and
So-
So I guess-
Talos is one of them.
Yes.
Why so it doesn't explain what Nick Fury is doing
No.
on a Skrull ship or like.
Nope. I
He's
assume.
building shield.
I assume
On a
he's
scroll
probably-
ship.
I assume
They're
he's
the good
doing.
guys
I
in the
assume
real
he's doing
thing.
some cosmic stuff, building up to the cosmic phase 4.
I hate it.
Can't
I
wait
hate
to
it.
not watch that.
You guys excited for the Eternals?
Oh my gosh, so pumped.
Low-key
Can't
with
get
the
enough.
fucking most ugly font I've ever seen.
It's like different colors too.
It's different
yeah.
colors,
I hate
different. It's gross.
It. Graphic design is my
Graphic design.
passion.
Yeah.
What we've
I
done
kind
is
of
we've
like
talked
Mary
about.
Jane.
You did? Okay.
I did. I thought she obviously wasn't like comic book Mary Jane, but I thought that they just kind of kept the name and they made it like her own character and stuff. So I didn't feel like they did a bad job like recreating her. I felt like they just made someone else with a new name,
Just using this name, which is
with the same name, with the same
Yeah.
name, same someone else.
I think I would say I actually disliked her less in this one than I did in Spider-Man: Homecoming, because they actually showed her like having moments of vulnerability and she
Mhm.
wasn't just quipping all the time,
Yeah.
So I did think that the characterization was better in this
Yeah.
one.
JV Quippen.
yeah, she's probably my favorite besides Peter of the
I don't.
like high school kids. And I was just because I was just
Use your words, Bradley.
I was just kind of frustrated with some of the dumb kids, but maybe that's just me. To be
Like
fair,
The Flash.
the Flash.
I don't know. That's kind
I
of a
don't mind-
fixture in Spider-Man, having a bully.
Yeah.
It's,
I didn't mind like
He's a modern asshole.
I didn't mind the Flash, but why does that guy have to be Flash?
yeah, he doesn't
Like,
really
why
have the
can't-
Flash look.
They're
Does
like,
he?
why can't he be just
Because
a
Flash
funny
is
guy?
Venom,
Yeah.
Right?
Flash is what?
Venom?
No.
Well, he becomes Venom.
Does he?
Yeah.
I thought that was Eddie Brock.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, he's like the fourth
Both
person
of
to be
them.
Venom. Eddie Brock
It
is the
doesn't
main
count when everybody's Venom. It doesn't count.
Shut up.
The Marvel Universe.
I knew a thing.
He's a good guy, Venom, Agent Venom. He works for the military.
Kill yourself.
Yeah.
Mysterio's favorite.
Yeah, those illusion scenes were really good.
Mysterio is my favorite.
Those Mysterio scenes,
Feel bullied.
those illusion Mysterio scenes were good though. I like those.
Yes. I want more of that.
I was
That
actually
always-
I'm gonna say the opposite. I think they went too far. I think that was a little too 2001: A Space Odyssey ending for me.
Are you gonna make me say I like 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Listen,
Is
again,
this on all an elaborate ruse?
it would have worked a lot better if we didn't know that it was just a hologram at that
Oh yeah,
point,
definitely.
You
would've.
know,
Oh, for sure. No, but I just like that they included it. I was just surprised because Mysterio is one that it's
No, it would have worked.
very comic book.
It would have worked way better. I'll agree with you. It would have worked way better if we didn't know how he was
where
doing
they
at
try
the
to make
time.
you think it was mysticism because he
Mhm.
kind of has like the Doctor Strange magic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even some of the symbols.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that was very reminiscent of
Mhm.
like Doctor Strange type Eldritch magic.
The foggy mask.
Yeah, that was kind of a cool explanation for that too. Oh, they had like the heads-up display,
Yeah.
in his non-illusion form. That was kind of cool.
No, but I definitely agree. They should have kept it more secret. They
Yeah.
should have built up like the trust between him and PP.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Peter Parker.
It is 10:30 at night.
Oof. Oh, that's what I hated. You can continue first.
Sorry. Well, no, they should have built it up more, and they should have done the reveal at the end, and they should have done like more leaned into the magic stuff over the illusions, and then been like, it was all an illusion, which would have been shaky, but it's a comic book movie.
The illusions were all an illusion of being illusions. They were just
Exactly.
holograms all
Yes.
along.
Exactly.
I feel
Another
like
Stop interrupting, Kate.
I feel like with the holograms, it didn't feel like it felt kind of like, well, he's not gonna die. Obviously, I
Mhm.
know it's a superhero movie anyway, but it's kind of like I feel like there was no real risk. It's just like a bunch of lights flashing everywhere, and he was like just confused.
Sure.
Like he was just trying to get out of like a.
But still, like you can. I just like watching him mess with Spider-Man. That's what I kind of liked about how he was doing it.
Didn't feel that cool to me.
Okay.
Even like the part
Yeah.
where he shoots Fury and stuff was
It was-
good. I
it-
mean, I
it
knew
kind of-
what they were doing, but it was still cool. Like,
I feel like the one time they did it, it drug on forever, and I was like,
Because it was
It would've
mainly
worked.
the one scene that they did.
It would have worked better if, again, not gonna say the same thing again, but it
Yeah.
would have worked better if like there was more of a dynamic specifically between Peter Parker and Mysterio, because like that scene, which was kind of cool by itself, didn't really have much weight to it, because
Yep.
you know that Spider-Man's not gonna die, and
Mhm.
you know that Mysterio is not gonna die that early in the movie, so
Mm-hmm.
you know.
what if Mysterio really just like hit him with personal stuff hard while he's like hallucinating
I
instead
thought-
of just like attacking him? 'Cause then
Yeah.
he would have been like distressed a little bit. Besides just like startled.
I thought that the grave was gonna be like Uncle Ben or something.
I thought it
Yeah.
was Uncle Ben too.
Does Uncle Ben does not exist?
Fuck Uncle Ben.
Very poor choice of words. I guess Happy Hogan is the new Uncle Ben. No,
You know what's gonna happen? Happy's gonna come
I have
up
a
there and
very
be
happy
like,
uncle.
I'd like you to call me Ben from now on.
God.
Is this too soon?
Or his real name
Ben
will be Ben.
Hogan.
Yeah, Ben Hogan.
Oh,
Ben Happy
God.
Hogan.
I could actually see that happening, honestly. Like,
Well, we're
Spider-Man.
in phase 4 now. We're
Yeah.
in the end game now.
We're beyond the end game now.
Anyways, back to
Marvel
the
apocalypse.
jokes I don't like. The Peter Tingle.
Yeah.
Here's Bradley's new segment. Jokes I don't like. This week on
Oh,
Jokes
my.
I Don't Like with Bradley.
Did you like the Iron Woman joke?
Yes.
I like the Peter Tingle pretty fun.
I liked it the first. They did. It's one of the. It's like to me, it was the Captain America language joke. They used it too much.
Yeah, if they would have toned it back just slightly, I think that they.
And I wish they would have said Spider Sense one time.
He did.
When?
He's like, it's my spider sense, and she's like, you mean you Peter Tingle? He's like, what? He's like, you're Peter Tingle.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, didn't he say? I think he did
Yeah.
say it. Yeah.
Did he?
He's like,
I don't remember
call it
that.
Jeez, Bradley.
Well, then it's fine if he called it. If it's, I'll take back most of my
Point
hate on it.
withdraw.
We're starting a new segment. Jokes Bradley does.
Well, because they said it in the beginning, and it was towards the end when Happy said it, so I didn't feel like it was like obnoxious, like they were saying it the whole movie.
Yeah, it was only 2 instances, really, right?
Yeah.
What was the third?
It could have been 3.
What was the third?
Might have been just the same
Don't
scene
put me on
though.
the spot,
Him-
man.
Aunt May saying it twice.
Aunt May.
No, I'm saying
Aunt May.
instances, not
Happy.
and.
Another one.
Yep, that's what I thought.
I think
I feel like
What, what's up with Ned and his girl? That was weird too.
I don't. I feel weird defending humor in a Marvel movie, but like
Yeah,
I
I feel
didn't
like
have
you're
much of a problem.
overanalyzing
with
it.
it.
Huh?
I feel like you're overanalyzing.
I didn't care for this. I just
I
maybe,
feel- I
maybe
feel
it's the
like-
mood I was in at the time.
He's
But
too sober, guys.
Well,
Yeah,
Bradley-
somebody
Bradley's the
get
guy
Bradley
that-
a Corona.
Bradley likes comic books, and Bradley really likes Spider-Man in particular.
Mhm.
So if it doesn't match up with like what he remembers as a kid, like that's kind of what happens to me with like Batman.
because like
Yeah.
because
I
Spider Man,
like
if I had
it
to
as
pick to
much.
be a superhero, I'd pick to be Spider Man.
Yeah, see, so it's got to be just like he remembers it.
That could be a big portion
Like,
of it because
Good
this is a
insights
kind of a
from the brother.
right. Yeah, this is kind of a bit of a departure from standard
Which
Spider-Man
I
lore.
totally understand why they're doing
But-
it. Because
yeah,
there's been
I-
5,000 Spider-Man
But yeah,
movies
I don't
in
mind
the
the
last
switch.
decade.
But they're yes.
Gotta make it unique.
But
They're
but
trying
like
to do something different.
Yep. They're trying to set themselves apart from the other Spider-Man origins and all the other Spider-Man villains and stuff. But
The only thing that Amazing Spider-Man did different was make it Gwen Stacy instead of Mary Jane.
but like I didn't care for like the new Flash or the new Mary Jane or anything. I just
in this one or in the Amazing Spider-Man?
in this one.
Okay.
What do you mean you don't care for?
I didn't care that
you
they
don't
got.
mind that they're yeah.
I don't mind that they've been changed.
Okay.
I should say.
Oh. What did you care about that?
I just felt like a lot of like
Ooh,
Is
those.
that your back?
I feel
that
like
was my neck.
like all the secondary characters were just written really poorly and kind of really stupid.
I thought
Hmm.
They're
the only-
high schoolers.
I feel like kind
Sorry, present company excluded.
I just got, but even
Fuck
like
you guys.
But the teacher, but like the teachers, I didn't like either, and they're adults.
I will agree with that. I
That
thought
was-
the teachers
yeah,
were pretty
yeah.
dumb.
the
yeah.
black one was more funny sometimes because he wasn't there as much, like he was sleeping. But the white one, like I laughed at.
He
first,
was the
and I
most
kinda
annoying
let go.
character in the entire movie for me.
He overstayed his welcome.
Yeah.
If they would have just
If-
played that once or twice, but
Yes.
they
The
kept
dumb
playing the
adult
card
teacher.
over.
Yeah, and I think like I'll be nice, and if like he wasn't, if we got rid of him, I think he oversaturated the dumb
would've
funniest
lot.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
And like the other stuff would have, I could have.
See,
got
you were-
past.
I'll agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
he
that's
plays like a
accurate.
completely different character than I've ever seen him play too, which is weird.
How do you know this guy?
He's in
Like,
Silicon Valley as a Satanist.
I've literally never seen this guy
No, it's
before.
okay.
And you talk
He's-
about him like he's a friend, like a personal
Yes,
acquaintance.
my good old buddy, whatever his name is. Just put it in there. No, he plays like an emo Satanist in
Oh.
Silicon Valley.
Acting.
He's really really
Acting.
funny. And so
Well,
this
sounds
was
like my
weird
middle
'cause he's
school
like
days.
super campy, yeah.
Now the world knows Peter is Spider-Man, so what's gonna happen with that?
I am Spider-Man.
I'll tell you what's gonna happen with that. I don't care.
I'm done after
That's
this.
it.
Pretty much. Drop the mic. I'm out.
Pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
None of the slated movies are really.
I just don't
yeah.
care. I just feel like Endgame was just
It's enough.
It's done.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough.
We lost Tony. We lost Cap.
That's what got me into it. So
Yeah,
now that they're gone,
and Black Widow, I guess.
The MCU was built on the backs of Iron Man and Captain America.
Black Widow died until that slideshow.
It's pretty-
I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
It's the big three.
I totally thought they were gonna do it for that slideshow thing. So that
Wait,
they were gonna
what?
do a tribute to Stan Lee.
This motherfucking guy.
I keep cutting you off.
I actually thought they were gonna do that too. Yeah.
What did you say?
I will always love you. I thought it was gonna be a tribute to Stan Lee.
The comics.
Because they did in
Memoriam.
yeah. Because I'm like they did in memoriam comics and like I'm like it's Comic Sans. What the fuck? Stan Lee's a comic book writer. Okay, let's do it. And then they're like, but then they did a tribute to Iron Man and the other Avengers and like no.
You didn't like that?
I like that they did the tribute, but the Comic Sans should only be a tribute to Stan Lee. You only use Comic Sans in tributing Stan Lee.
Hey, Aiden,
What?
Did you want to continue whatever you were saying?
Bradley
before?
rules.
Well,
Bradley no longer has the talking.
well, the contacts is kind of gone, so it doesn't matter as much
Yeah,
anymore.
continue.
Well, there's only at the beginning I cared about Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man,
Mhm.
and then there's other ones that I like I like the Hulk, and I care about him a little bit more than the rest, and like Black Widow. But Black Widow's gone too, and she's her and Gamora are the only good female characters in like the whole thing, 22 movies, and now Captain America or Iron Man died, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to do this again, like watch another one of these. And then I saw that Captain America got all old, and I was like, well, I don't think I give a fuck anymore.
Right, because the reason that we
But
cared
like
about
in a
the
good way, it
character.
was just like everything just come full circle. Like, no matter what, and it's natural, but the universe is going to continue to get bigger and bigger, and I don't like it. I'm done. Now that it's cosmic, and now that it's like all these different planets, there's just so much stuff going on, and now even more than before, they have to come up with excuses why people aren't around. Like they mentioned at least 3 or 4 times in this one, like why so and so wasn't there or why the Avengers weren't there, which is fine, and I understand why they're doing it. I just don't like it. I liked before when it was a lot smaller, and I liked watching it grow. But again, Endgame felt like that logical conclusion to that growth. Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm happy. The big fireworks show happened and it's done now. The encore is done.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I don't know. I just don't feel good.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
feel so
I
good.
don't feel.
I feel like
I'll probably still go see it, watch it, but and just because like, what else am I gonna do?
Probably talk over it again.
Yeah. Continue, Aiden.
the only one I care about really now is Spider-Man, which is I saw most of them coming, but I don't remember it very good right now.
What about Doctor Strange? I rewatched Doctor Strange recently,
I care about Doctor
and I liked the movie Doctor Strange quite a bit.
I feel like what they're doing now.
I've come to bargain.
I feel like the original people in the Avengers, like all of them, even like Black Widow and Hawkeye, they were kind of like part of like their group, and I feel like now that some of them are dead or are gone. Now they're building off of an entirely new kind of group or set.
It's basically
it's
it's a reset of all the yes. I'm sorry, Aiden.
The new Avengers.
Yeah, I feel like it's set 2, and I didn't grow up with set 2, and I don't give a shit as much.
Sorry, I was just like, I agree. Yes, the whole thing about, again, this goes back to co-opting the success of the original Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, stuff like that, because they're riding on the back of that. They're just trying to sub in new characters now, rather than making their own unique team or their own unique group of dynamics that work well together.
And I can bear the Black Panther stuff as long as it's it contributes to the characters I care about a little bit. Maybe I can add him to the list of people I care about, but I do not want it to be built off people that I'm kind of I kind of like those guys.
Right.
Those are solid.
It can't be built on the backs of middling characters.
Yeah.
Middling characters can be on the backs of good characters or great characters, but not the other way around. It doesn't. Yeah. The whole thing comes crashing down if you build it on foundations of sand.
And I liked Black Panther in Civil War. I didn't so much care for him in his solo movie, but I liked his little arc that he had where he realized that he was out for revenge for the wrong reasons and he almost killed the wrong person. I like that. I thought it was a good little obviously it was not the main event of Civil War, but it was a nice little side introduction of a character, and he had his own little arc.
And that's why they're called supporting characters, because they increase the quality of the overall product.
He had a reason to be there, he had a motive, and he had a little mini little start, middle, end,
Mm-hmm,
done.
mm-hmm.
And it was handled really well, I felt, for Civil War.
And then what I hated about what they did with his character in Black Panther was they attributed none of his success or prowess as a warrior to training. Pretty much, it was all just magic, which is pretty dumb.
Yeah,
Kind of invalidates the whole,
Yeah.
his whole coolness in that
juice.
one. The purple, the flower juice. That was pretty dumb. Have we talked about Spider-Man at all?
Not
Some.
I feel like
It was not. It was just like there was not a lot. There was just a couple of different like fight scenes. And there was like not much. I didn't feel like there was much like in this movie. It was just kind of like forgettable. Which
Yep, it
Yeah.
was definitely forgettable.
this
Like,
is why we're not talking about Spider-Man, because it was just like
I thought
it was
good.
fine, but it was like forgettable. And I'm gonna forget like everything. I'm gonna forget this movie tomorrow.
right. Like, I mean, I enjoyed watching it, but it's the type of thing that I won't watch it again. I'm not gonna like buy a poster of it. I'm not gonna quote any of the memorable lines from Spider-Man: Far From Home. That's pretty much what it comes down to, I think.
Basically, the only time I'll watch it again is if I ever do a Marvel marathon. But you still want to. But what's the point of stopping? It going. Let me start over.
going one after Endgame.
Going one after, because this is technically phase 3 still.
I hate that. Can I just talk about this? I'll
This
do a
is
non
phase
sequitur
three.
real quick.
Yeah.
Yes, because I always thought that the
Okay.
phases ended with Avengers movies.
Yes.
But like, did he phase 1 even end with
phase,
Avengers?
phase 1 ended with Avengers.
And then not phase 2. It didn't end with Avengers 2.
ended
It
with
ended
Ant-Man,
with the one
Ant-Man,
after
which
it,
was Ant-Man.
which is so annoying.
Okay.
Why did they do that? That annoys the hell out of me.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
was
rant
fine with-
over.
Yeah, no, they should have. Well, in phase 3.
It's because they're taking
Phase
a
3
10-month
was
break.
really long. Wasn't it like twice as long as all the other ones?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
Phase 4
grandfathered
should
it.
have been Infinity War and Endgame.
They grandfathered in like a bunch of stuff that was originally slated for phase 4 into
Yeah.
phase 3 for some
Why
reason.
did they do that?
I don't know. It's not
I
like
mean-
it matters.
I mean,
like,
the phases are purely just like. There's
No,
no. They're just categorization. Like
Spider-Man
there's no
really-
actual.
Yeah, they're like
I
post hoc.
I would appreciate some nice consistency
Yes.
with Avengers
they're
movies.
purely post hoc
Civil War should
organizational
have been.
tools.
Civil War should have been phase 3. That's what it was. The end of phase 3.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with that. Yeah,
Okay.
because that was a
And then
pretty
phase 4 would have been Endgame and
pretty big shakeup.
Infinity War.
I kind of think that like
But sorry,
that,
go.
that phase 1 and phase 3 are connected, and then phase 2, Guardians of the Galaxy is connected, but then nothing else is in phase 2. I feel like phase 2 is its kind of own little like weird like what the fuck happened.
Yeah, because that was the one that had like Thor 2 in it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they had
which
Winter
they
Soldier in
didn't
it
do-
too, though.
Yeah, that one might have been the only important one because Age of Ultron wasn't even that important to the
No,
MCU.
like, they dropped
so,
a big rock.
Yeah, which was a shame because Ultron is such a cool character,
Yeah.
but they just
And they introduced the Vision, I
And
guess.
having,
I guess.
James Spader as the voice was good.
That was-
They
he was
just
a great
completely
voice,
squandered
yeah.
that too.
Yeah. No, because I think it's like anyway. So Spider-Man being and Ant-Man being the end of phases 2 and 3 is I think because like after those movies they take a longer break in time before the next movie comes out because now there's a 10-month break from Spider-Man to Black Widow, so it's
what?
like
The next one is Black Widow.
yes.
Really?
Wait,
So,
really?
so there's a 10-month gap, and that's why it's like there's a break, and so that's why they're drawing the phase there. Even though like in everyone's minds, it is each phase is capped with an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And so really,
I
especially
disagree.
because the Infinity Saga ends with Endgame. Like, what the fuck is Spider-Man
Yeah.
doing in Spider-Man's Phase 4?
I think we can all agree on
Yes.
that. Yeah. Why?
That's probably the biggest takeaway from this whole movie is Spider-Man's Phase 4.
That's the
Start-
title.
start a
We'll title the
petition.
movie that. Yeah.
Start a
For the
petition.
video.
Sign our petition to
Change.org.
change the phases arbitrarily. Well, not arbitrarily for us, but arbitrarily for the rest of the world.
Well,
Yeah.
for the Black Widow movie, I feel like she's a character that you could like build off of, but they're
Black
not going
Widow's
to be able
like-
to do it right.
Yeah.
And it's
Like,
Black
it's
Widow's
gonna,
like-
it's gonna be like, well, she's a good character, but this is
yeah.
this
It's
is just
being
a
set.
thing, I guess.
There are really two possibilities that they could do for Black Widow origin. They could do some sort of dumb romance with Hawkeye because of the whole Budapest line that's infamous, or they're gonna make it super grim dark and have her do like assassinations and stuff.
Like
and
ballerina montage.
yeah,
It
stuff like
takes
that.
place.
Right?
It takes place after Civil War.
Oh really?
Yes.
It's not gonna be an origin story.
Nope. It takes
Oh.
place after Civil
Oh,
War.
Okay.
Wacky.
I don't know.
So next
what
year
that's
in
gonna
May
be
that comes
either.
out, and then later in 2020 Eternals comes out.
Boy, mark
Wow.
the calendars, fellas.
Leading with the heavy hitters, Eternals and Black Widow.
Yep.
Why do they keep having to go back in time to do stuff like with the Black Widow movie? They literally went back in time in a movie. Why do they gotta keep
knows what
like?
happened.
Well, this is actually Phase 4, but it happens around like the end, like quarter of Phase 3
Yeah.
or Phase 2.
Generally the stuff that messes with the timeline has not gone super well in the MCU, you know.
They,
It's gonna turn into X-Men.
they get blipped.
They get blipped.
That was dumb.
Blip.
The blips.
I didn't like the name
I did
at
not.
all.
No.
I kind of like the way, because my favorite
Yes.
my favorite part about the Spider-Man MCU stuff so far is just the kind of quirky, like almost like meta takes on superhero genre, like the way that superhero type events would affect the average Joe,
High schooler,
you know.
yeah.
But yeah, and like in the first one, it was all about like, oh, the destruction that this causes creates an entire industry and an entire black market
That
surrounded
was
around.
really, really good.
Which I
And
liked, yeah.
Vulture was really good in the first one. I actually just forgot about Homecoming until just now, and it all just came flooding back. I forgot how much I liked Vulture in that one, and his backstory, and how he was just like an average Joe kind of guy.
Yep. And I think
What?
that this one really did accentuate that same sort of arc about how, you know, it's all very well and good for the Avengers to be slugging it out with Thanos, but, you know, it's created this entirely different sort of environment for people who survived the blip
Yeah.
and people who got snapped, you know. Why didn't they just call it the snap?
No, they got snapped away and they got blipped back.
They
feel
should
like
just
that's
call
what-
it the snap both times.
You see someone just spontaneously
Snap back to
disintegrating,
reality.
and they're gonna be like,
Gravity.
"That right there was a motherfucking blip, bro." You see him just reappear, fighting.
Bradley
Like,
took too
control
much-
yourself. We're
Brad-
supposed to be professional and shit.
Yeah, seriously.
Fuck.
Bradley took too much Benadryl.
I know. He's trying to keep those eyelids open.
Oof. Anyways.
Snap back to reality, Bradley.
Yes, I'm trying.
I think it's indicative of how much we like the movie. We don't really want to talk about the movie. It
Yo.
was just like, it was fine. It was entertaining.
How,
I just don't.
After
like, wasn't
after
particularly
Prague and the lava monster, they were going back home to New York, right? And then somehow they were going to London. How did the itinerary change from New York to London?
I wasn't like
There was
Nick
something.
Fury.
Nick
or
Fury was like,
something.
"They're going to London," and then all the motherfuckers did it.
Fair enough.
You listen to Nick Fury, all right? When he tells you to go to London, you
You're
go to
going-
London.
I don't remember. There was a reason. I know there was
I think Mysterio planned it actually to get like.
something.
Oh, it could have been, yeah, because they
Mysterio
set up
being
the whole sting.
mysterious.
I
Yeah.
think actually Mysterio just like planned it out, but then did nothing with it after that. It was just kind of like an excuse to get Mary Jane with Peter, I think.
Yeah, because he wanted them on the bridge for some reason, so he could kill them, but then he just
So
forgot about them for the entire rest of the battle after the bus got destroyed.
So that Mary Jane could go over there and give Peter a smooch. It's got to be what it was for.
Good guy
Is
Mysterio.
this Peter Tingle?
Mysterio's just sitting there making
His
power
web shooter.
forcing Peter in these situations. He's just like sitting there with a bolt in his chest, like, "I got your back, bro."
It was all
Mysterio's-
elaborate. He's trying to help him out after the conversation.
He was
like,
like-
this is how people meet. He engineered the whole thing. Good guy Mysterio.
I just like,
He had the right intentions.
well, Peter is a pussy, so
This is the only way he's gonna get the girl of his dreams.
I'm not even from this dimension, so I might just let myself die. My
Sacrifices
wife and kids
himself
are gone.
for
That
the
was kinda
power of
lame.
love.
I didn't like that.
What?
It was kind of lame. The way he died, he was just like,
No.
he just sort of like keeled over.
Mysterio.
Bullets will do that to you.
Basically,
He didn't get shot.
Basically,
He
it's
did.
What did he
The
get
drone
shot?
shot him.
Nah.
yeah.
It was an illusion. It's got to be an illusion, right?
I mean, there's always the option of him coming back, which I'd be okay with.
Yeah.
Because for once, I think that they have valid cause to bring a villain back because has a penchant for faking his death, you know. So
But yeah, anytime Mysterio's defeated, it's always he gets like just chumped because as soon as like he get past his illusions, he's just a dude.
right, like he's not an enemy of
He's like
physical
Zemo.
strength. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's more of he's like Zemo. He's his intellect and his other sort
So
of.
apparently in Zemo, he's getting the purple mask in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
We're so determined not to talk about
Spider-Man. Sorry.
I actually, that's the only one that I would probably even
say,
consider watching. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
A
regional.
My original comment. Those two, like a buddy cop superhero with.
I'm curious to see what they do with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
The title really turns me off to it.
Yeah, holy
but
shit,
yeah,
that's a bad title.
It does seem like Try Hard.
But like Winter Soldier and Falcon had like a pretty great like antagonistic dynamic in Civil War, you know? Which again, I would say that Civil War best MCU movie still has not been topped. You know,
There are people who don't like it. Can you imagine that?
Civil War?
What? Yeah. Differing opinions.
Can you imagine? Not in this echo chamber.
I thought that Guardians of the Galaxy was the best.
Wow, great reference.
Hang on, can you say that again?
I thought Guardians of the Galaxy was the best.
Edith, call in another tactical nuke on this location.
I said that just to get us going. I'm not gonna lie.
Last Jedi was
the people like
A
lot of people really like Volume 1.
Okay.
That's the crazy thing. People hated Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought that one was like 10 times better. What? I'm serious. Guardians 2 was way better than Guardians 1. I will die on this hill.
We should really just do a long form Marvel discussion.
That's what we're doing right now.
Well, I mean, but like not, but this is. But not like the sky, not hide behind a Spider-Man review.
No, we
but
get
just
the meta tags. That's the way I get the kids in.
Fair enough.
Marvel Phase 4.
I can't wait till Phase 5. It's
SEO,
gonna be like
baby.
Howard the Duck verse. It's gonna be like
Howard the Duck versus Thanos 2.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
It'll be like
But Taika Waititi's doing it.
It's gonna be Beta Ray Bill who lost his hammer and Howard the Duck, and they're just gonna be in battle of wits.
And they're gonna throw in what's the Frog Thor?
Smoldering intensity.
Good reference.
Bradley asked a question.
What was the question? Everybody was just kind of shouting.
Taika Waititi is doing Thor: Love and Thunder.
Is that Natalie Portman?
You guys see that Taika Waititi is Hitler?
What?
I saw that in the text.
There's some trailer for like a Taika Waititi movie, and he's playing Hitler, and it's probably my new favorite thing.
Listen, I'm sorry for bringing up Hitler.
Oh, he's a great Hitler. Taika is.
What a unique compliment to give somebody.
It's like
he was a pretty great vampire. I'll give him that.
True.
Yeah. Watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes. They made that into a TV show, and I'm afraid to watch it.
No, is it out?
I think so. It has like some of the people from like the IT crowd and stuff though. So
they're gonna wreck it.
Like the boss from the IT crowd.
Any long form comedy like that relies on.
It was definitely very improv. Like the whole thing with what we do in the shadows. They shot like 800 hours and then cut it down to an hour and a half.
Those things always suffer the longer they go, and they always suffer when they get more people involved. Because what makes it fun is
it gets comedieized.
Yeah.
What makes it fun is it's 3 comedians just basically trying stuff and seeing what
just
sticks.
riffing, just straight up riffing.
So yeah, watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Instead of Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Do both.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
You have
both.
time.
Do we? Life comes at you fast.
That's kind of fast. But you only have
we only have 5 more minutes till that tactical nuke hits.
5 minutes, jeez.
I set the fuse just to give us enough time to.
to finish up.
Thanks. This went off the rails.
We've run out of things to talk about.
I legitimately I don't really have anything to say. It was just fine.
Well, thank you for watching our review. Hopefully we pull actually just the review parts and pull that together.
All 45 seconds.
All 45 seconds of Spider-Man Far From Home review. Anyways, thank you for watching and
I guess go watch it.
And go watch. It's not bad. Go watch it. Thank you, and watch our videos too. I'm trying to.
Watch our videos.
Yes, more importantly, watch our videos.
And remember, kids, interrupt Aiden.
I'm sorry, there's too many people.
I
have my thoughts.
They're a limited supply.
Thank you, guys.